is airline traders' final boarding call to report to the dance floor. Paging Flygo. This flight is scheduled to depart in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to the Inflight Shenanigans Show. My name is Adrienne Reinhardt. Adrienne, aka Adrena. Not going through the whole thing again, but you know who I am at this point. But welcome back. Hey, we're going to be talking about a few things today, mostly about nutrition. You know, when we think about flying and, travel and things like that, we don't really think about what is good to bring, what are some of the, good, bad things about some of the food that we want to eat for traveling. And especially once you're up in that airplane, that's a whole nother situation because you're 40,000 feet up in the air, is pressurized. What you thought was good to eat may not be the best thing. And of course, in every single airport that we go to, they have all kinds of bad things for you before you get on the airplane that you can purchase. But yeah, it may not be the best thing for you, especially if you're going on long haul flights and things of that nature. So I am not an expert at this. So therefore I decided to bring in an expert and, to get his perspective of what's good to take on board the aircraft, what's not good. So I'm going to introduce Mr. Devon. Devon is here. He is I'm going to let him introduce himself because he has many different titles. So let the people know, Devon. Who are you?
I'm a bodybuilder, personal trainer, certified nutrition, just general nutrition altogether. We try to localize anything that's going to help benefit any and everybody in their everyday lifestyle, because I know what it was like for me making bad lifestyle choices, especially when it came to the things I was eating.
Yeah.
I came from 315 pounds. And, eating and drinking pretty much any and everything that was in the way.
315 pounds to where we are now, trust me.
Right. So
under this jacket, there's a whole bunch going on up in there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I had to wear my Mickey today, so I had to kind of keep it under wraps. But what we're going to talk about is some healthier choices, based on, what you can find in the airport. And things you can possibly make at home. Whatever.
Excellent. And let me ask you, what, where can the people find some of your information?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook. My Instagram name is realtupuomanu_fitness, and that's REALTUPUOMANU_fitness. The Gmail is the same. I'm also on Facebook. Again, my name is Devon Lewis. You can find me on there. If you have any questions, anything that you would like for me to answer, if you're on Instagram, feel free to look me up and send me a message that way, and I'll respond to you as quickly as I can.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, since we have you here today, we're going to dive right in, and let's get the people some good, sound advice on the foods, because you just mentioned before going down the airport really. And I've been in many different airports. Yeah. It's slim pickings when it comes to, finding something that's nutritious to eat, right. Something that's fast. It's all fast food basically once you go to these places. So, and you don't have time to really go to a restaurant. So as far as in the airports, what would you suggest to try to stay away from?
What I would recommend for a lot of people a lot of flight attendants, whether it be flight attendants, people that are traveling, you want to make better choices. There's, if you have time to sit down and eat, sit down and eat, let them make your meals, let them prepare it for you versus stopping at Subway,
right?
And grabbing what you may think be beneficial for you. Stopping at, I'm going to go, Dunkin' Donuts and grab something real quick. A lot of it is processed, and a lot of that stuff that we're putting in our body in turns is harmful due to the fact that you're going into a plane that is pressurized.
Yeah.
Once it becomes pressurized, it doesn't circulate. So a lot of people have to realize when you're pressurized, you don't get the same oxygen. You're getting pretty much the same oxygen you're putting right back out because it's pressurized and it circulates back into the plane. So your blood kind of gets oxygenated. You're looking at I don't know how many flight attendants you may have come across or people you've talked to that kind of feel swollen on the plane.
Okay, let's talk about the swollen. Let's get back to the swollen here, because that's the thing, swelling up, especially feeling bloated, things like that. And on the plane, the first thing people want are soft drinks, and we used to. Well, I know some people still serve the peanuts and the pretzels, salty things, and there's a reason for that. I'll get into the reason in just a moment. But what does that do to the body? It
actually causes the body to retain water, and what happens is our body circulates water consistently, and what we don't realize is 90% of our body is water. So if you're not consistently flushing it, you're circulating the same water into your body. So when you're adding more salt, you're adding more impurities like soda, high fructose corn syrup, alcohol on a plane is not necessarily the best choice to do, but feel free to fly and drink all you want. But it holds and retains. And so what happens is it swells up. When it swells up, it causes you to, your joints to hurt. And then you feel like you're got too much pressure in your head, in your ears. Like people chew gum to try to get that pop, but it doesn't work, only because if you done already ate a bunch of salt and then jumped on the plane, it's that consistent pressure and it's buildup. So what I recommend to a lot of people that are flying, keep water with you. Circulate your water consistently. Yeah, I know it's hard as a flight attendant to be able to stop and run to the restroom when you're servicing all the time. But if you can.
Yeah, in the long run, you're healthier by doing so.
Right.
It's funny you mentioned, with the alcohol and things like that. We serve alcohol all the time. Of course, like you said, enjoy your Jack and Coke, whatever it is.
Whatever you like.
But at the same time, know that it's not really hydrating you.
Right.
So it's people think because they're drinking liquids, they're hydrated. That's not the case.
No. When you're thinking about drinking liquids, you need to be mindful of what you're drinking. A lot of people drink sparkling water on a plane. A lot of people drink sparkling water, period. That's not actually healthy either. Only because it's carbonated. You're putting air bubbles into your body where it in turns.
You already have air bubbles.
You already have them. So now you're putting it into your bloodstream. And then you get gassy. And nobody wants to sit next to a gassy person on a plane.
Well, we're trying not to.
But it happens. So just trying to be mindful of what you're putting in your body before you get on the plane, being mindful of what you're doing to your body while you're on the plane is going to help you in the long run, especially when you're talking about your life and your health.
Excellent. Well, I'm so happy that you're here today because we're going to give you guys a demonstration of what that looks like, the healthier foods, some healthier food choices. And, this is not the only time we're going to have Devon here. So no worries. He's going to be back and going to give you some more tips and things like that. But we just want to make sure that we're getting the word out to everyone to make sure that you're as healthy as you can be on board that aircraft. And, one of the things that Devon just mentioned that we were talking about as far as the peanuts and pretzels and things like that and the sodium. I don't speak for the airlines, but I know that that's like a go-to for pretty much every airline to give those out for free. And of course, they give you that moment of needing more.
It makes you want more fluid.
Yeah, you want more fluids at that point. But just be mindful of how much you take in of those type of things because, like you said, being healthy, that's key. So we're going to go ahead and Devon is going to give us a good demonstration of what those healthier food choices will look like in just a moment. Okay, so Devon, we were talking about, nutritious things to eat. And I know for me, one of my biggest issues especially when I was a flight attendant, bringing the right things on board the aircraft and taking the time to actually prep the meal. But it's so worth it if you do it. So, let us know what you got here.
Okay, so the best way to prep is either the day before or you get up early enough to do it.
See,
I know it's hard.
Right there.
I know it's hard for a lot of y'all because y'all fly at like 4 a.m. But the day before, a couple of days before you have to go back to work, it's always beneficial But what we have here is, your breakfast in the first thing in the morning. Something like an egg white, spinach leaf omelet. I made mine into like a little frittata.
Oh, nice.
It's easier because, you could take it and you can put it in a little bowl, throw your spinach in it if you want. I got 3 pieces of ground turkey patties. They're actually turkey sausage patties to be exact. You can chop them up, throw it in there, and make it simple.
An omelet or something?
Make it like an omelet, but it'll be like more of a frittata or a can't think of the word, quiche. Okay. Like just a basic egg quiche. That'll be your first thing in the morning. Now I know when you get on a flight first thing in the morning, you don't want to try to blow yourself up with too many carbs, and that's actually 0 carbs in there.
Okay.
Now,
but that's actually, it looks easy. And it smells great, but it looks easy to make. So
it actually took me literally 5 minutes.
Wow,
that was it. Because you can get them the ground turkey patties, sausage patties from any grocery store. Yeah. They come 4 in a pack. You just throw it into the microwave, heat it up 2 minutes apiece, and you can cut it up or you can leave it as whole, as it is here. And then what you'll do is, I know a lot of people are kind of interested as to what those 2 little containers are. Yeah. And that's baby food. That's an interesting tip. Baby food is the banana baby food, and it actually helps with bloating. So,
okay, why is that?
All right. So when you're thinking about processing a lot of protein, processing a lot of sodium into your meals, you're thinking about holding water. Now, if you're not able to drink enough water, what potassium does is regulate the water in your bloodstream. So you're still detoxing. You're still getting the benefits of not being able to drink a lot of water, but it's also going to help with your bowel, your intestine lining. So,
opposed to bringing up banana, what's the difference between the?
So it's a banana. And you don't really have to deal with more of the peel. I know a lot of people don't want to peel it.
No, just easier.
It's easier. It's already pureed. You don't have to do too much chewing. You just swallow
it travels well. So that
is it. And it's all about, being able to pack smart when you're able to meal prep. Now, the second meal that we have is a tilapia, pan-seared tilapia with mixed veggies. I did a cream rice, but I took it out because I wanted that for myself. So, only because, all right, so when you're thinking about carb relation when it comes to flying, you're not wanting to put on any body fat, because here's what you're doing. You're flying, 16 hours at a time, if not longer. Sometimes you're doing a red eye. So if you're consistently flying and you're putting carbs into your body, you're increasing your body fat. When you're increasing your body fat, then you're starting to gain weight.
Okay, let me stop right there, because as a flight attendant, when you become a flight attendant, if it's your first time out and you become a flight attendant, either you gain a lot of weight
or you lose
a lot. Most gain so much. And I know I was one of those people who gained a lot of weight.
And that's only because you're eating carb-filled meals.
I'm sure I was.
And what it is a lot of the fast food places are carb-filled places only. And they're trying to get you on a plane to pretty much put you to sleep. And so they're giving you a lot of carb-filled meals that's going to, in turn, make you go to sleep. Now, what happens is when you sleep on carb-related foods, they turn into sugar and they store as fat. So you're picking up more body fat on a plane than actually you would if you were on the ground.
Wow.
It's faster.
Yeah.
Because it's pressurized. Now, the last meal I have here, now these are a half of a portion of what I normally eat. But compared to a flight attendant, if this is beneficial for you, then this would work for you. The last meal is a salmon, pan-seared salmon, with Parmesan cheese and broccoli with basmati rice.
You made all this?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
But the broccoli is actually one of those microwavable bag broccolis. Okay. So you can find it in the freezer aisle, just throw it in the microwave, give it 5 minutes.
Now, we had a show where we were talking about broccoli, and a couple of the flight attendants were saying they love broccoli.
Right.
one in particular said that she had to kind of lay off of it because it was giving her gas.
Yeah. That's what it does. It does do that. Only because broccoli is water soluble. The only thing you're actually supposed to eat on the broccoli is the head, not the entire thing. Now me, it doesn't hit me like that only because I drink a lot of water. Okay. Now the reason why you get gas is because your digestive tract hasn't had any potassium put into it. That's why the baby food comes into play. So that's why you get gassy. And then the peanut butter, it's all natural peanut butter. You try to want to stay away from some of that sugar-filled peanut butter. Right. But the all natural peanut butter, 1 tablespoon, it'll give you enough energy to last you about 8 hours. Especially on a plane. Because I know it's a dragging. So
the peanut butter, is it more for filling?
It's actually more for the sugar depletion, because when you're looking at it, there's no sugar anywhere in this meal.
True.
So what you're doing is you're giving your palate something to refeed itself. So when you're able to do about a tablespoonful of peanut butter, it's that sensation of, okay, now I'm still alive. So it's especially when you're eating on a plane. And then you're also giving yourself testosterone boost. Now, a lot of us don't think they have testosterone issues, but we do. Men and women carry testosterone. But when you start to deplete, you start lacking a lot of energy. So the scoop of peanut butter is going to replace that.
Now, a lot of y'all going to start going out and getting you some big old gallons of peanut butter.
Be mindful of how you eat it, because I don't want...
Got me some peanut butter.
Yeah, y'all going to be on the plane going crazy with the peanut butter.
You can't have the mile high because of the peanut butter.
Yeah, no, we can't have that. But there's also people that have peanut butter allergies. You can still go to almond butter. It does the same exact thing. It's just lesser in fat.
Okay.
So when you're thinking about peanut butter choices, look at all natural versus the standard. If you're used to the standard creamy, peanut butter that we grew up on, you're not as active as you used to be. So you got to be mindful of that.
So that's probably, I'm sure that's a big reason why a lot of airlines will have the the peanuts and things like that. But some airlines have steered away from it because of allergies. You brought that up. Right. If you are having allergies and things, are there any foods up here that something to stay away from? Or
no. A lot of people are pretty much benefited to what's up here. Now, a lot of people don't like eggs, which that's understood because eggs are they stink. Right. But
we had an episode about the eggs.
But when you're thinking about benefiting from protein source, you want more protein in your body, especially when it comes to in-flight travel. Awesome. More protein means more immune system boost. Less protein means you get sicker faster. So always be mindful of your fibers and your protein, as well as your water intake.
Perfect. Well, you know what, Devon? This is a lot of great information, and we're going to have you back. I don't know if you're, hopefully you'll be able to come back and stick to us.
Make it happen.
Perfect, because there's so much more that tips and things that we really need to know, especially if you're traveling a lot. And, even if you don't travel that much, this information you could use on an everyday basis. So we have to get this information in so we could be as good as we can be. And so definitely, Devon, I would love to have you back. And we're going to give you some more tips right here on the Inflight Shenanigans Show. I told you before, we're not just here just to laugh at you. We're gonna give you some good educational information so that hopefully you can be the best person and the best and the healthiest person that you can be. And definitely get out and travel, see the world. And we're gonna see you again right here on the Inflight Shenanigans Show. Thank you again, Devon.
No, thank you for having me.